Part 1. The Invitation. In a bustling city where the days seemed to blend together, a group of friends sought an escape from their monotonous routines. When Lila received an invitation to spend a weekend at a secluded mansion in the countryside, she saw it as the perfect opportunity for an adventure. The invitation came from an old friend, Marcus, who had recently inherited the mansion from a distant relative. Excited by the prospect, Lila quickly gathered her closest friends: Adrian, a curious and enthusiastic journalist; Sophie, an artist with a passion for the surreal; and David, a tech-savvy entrepreneur always looking for new experiences. The group set off on a sunny Friday afternoon, eager to see what the weekend would bring. As they drove further from the city, the landscape changed dramatically. Tall buildings gave way to rolling hills and dense forests. The mansion, when they finally arrived, stood majestically at the end of a long, winding driveway. It was an imposing structure, with ivy climbing up its stone walls and large, ornate windows that seemed to watch them as they approached. Marcus greeted them warmly at the door, his eyes twinkling with excitement. "Welcome to my humble abode," he said with a grin. "I hope you're ready for an unforgettable weekend." Part 2. The Exploration. After settling into their rooms, the group gathered in the grand foyer. Marcus led them on a tour of the mansion, pointing out its many unique features. There was a ballroom with a crystal chandelier, a library filled with dusty old books, and a dining room with a long table that could easily seat 20 people. The mansion also had its fair share of peculiarities. In one hallway, a series of portraits depicted the mansion's previous owners, their eyes seeming to follow the group as they walked by. In another room, an antique mirror stood on a pedestal, its surface reflecting not just the present but, it seemed, glimpses of the past. That evening, they dined in the grand dining room, enjoying a sumptuous meal prepared by Marcus's housekeeper, Mrs. Whitaker. As they ate, Marcus shared stories about the mansion's history. "This place has seen its share of strange happenings," he said, his voice low and conspiratorial. "There are rumors of hidden rooms, secret passages, and even ghosts." The mention of ghosts sent a shiver down Lila's spine, but it also piqued her curiosity. She had always been fascinated by the paranormal, and the idea of exploring a potentially haunted mansion thrilled her. Part 3. The First Night. After dinner, the group decided to explore the mansion further. Armed with flashlights, they ventured into the basement, a dark and musty place filled with old furniture and forgotten treasures. As they wandered through the labyrinthine corridors, they stumbled upon a door that appeared to be locked from the outside. "What's in there?" Sophie asked, her voice echoing in the confined space. Marcus shrugged. "I'm not sure. I've never been able to open it." David, ever the problem solver, pulled out a set of tools from his bag. "Let's see if I can change that," he said with a grin. After a few minutes of fiddling with the lock, the door creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase that led down into the darkness. The group hesitated for a moment before descending the stairs. At the bottom, they found themselves in a small, dimly lit room. In the center of the room stood a large, ornate chest. It looked ancient, with intricate carvings covering its surface. Lila's heart raced as they approached the chest. "What do you think is inside?" she asked. "Only one way to find out," Adrian replied, lifting the lid. Inside, they found a collection of old documents and photographs, along with a few peculiar artifacts. One item in particular caught Lila's eye, a small, intricately carved box. She picked it up, feeling a strange energy emanating from it. "What do you think this is?" she asked, showing it to the others. Marcus examined the box closely. "I've never seen anything like it," he said. "But I have a feeling it's important." Part 4, the mystery deepens. The group spent the next few hours poring over the documents they had found. They discovered that the mansion had once been owned by a secretive society dedicated to the study of the occult. The documents detailed their experiments with various supernatural phenomena, including seances, spirit communication, and even time travel. As they delved deeper into the history of the society, they began to realize that the mansion itself might be a focal point for paranormal activity. The artifacts they had found seemed to be linked to the society's experiments, and the strange occurrences in the mansion suddenly made sense. Determined to uncover the truth, Lila suggested they hold a seance that night. The others agreed, eager to see if they could make contact with the spirits of the mansion's past inhabitants. They gathered in the library, lighting candles and arranging the artifacts they had found in a circle. Lila, who had some experience with seances, took the lead. "We seek to communicate with the spirits of this mansion," she intoned, her voice steady and clear. "If there are any here, please make your presence known." For a few moments, nothing happened. Then, the candles flickered, and a cold breeze swept through the room. The friends exchanged nervous glances, but Lila remained focused. "Who are you?" she asked. "What do you want to tell us?" A faint, whispering voice seemed to fill the room, barely audible but unmistakable. "The box, the key." Lila held up the carved box they had found. "This box?" she asked. "What is it for?" "The key to the past and the future." As the voice faded, the candles flickered out, plunging the room into darkness. The seance was over, but the mystery had deepened. The group knew they had to find out more about the box and its significance. Part 5, the revelation. The next morning, they decided to explore the mansion again, this time focusing on finding clues about the box. They searched the library, the attic, and every nook and cranny they could think of. Finally, in a hidden compartment behind one of the portraits, they found a journal belonging to one of the society's members. The journal detailed the society's experiments with the box, which they believed could open a portal to different points in time. They had tried to use it to communicate with the past and the future, but their experiments had been cut short when the society disbanded under mysterious circumstances. Excited by this revelation, the group decided to test the box themselves. Following the instructions in the journal, they performed a ritual in the mansion's grand hall. As they chanted the incantation, the air around them seemed to shimmer, and a faint glow emanated from the box. Suddenly, they found themselves transported to a different time. The mansion looked different, more opulent and bustling with activity. People dressed in period clothing moved about, seemingly unaware of the group's presence. "We've traveled back in time," Adrian said, his voice filled with awe. They spent the next few hours exploring the mansion in its past glory, marveling at the differences and trying to learn more about the society and its experiments. They discovered that the society had been disbanded because of a catastrophic experiment that had gone wrong, resulting in several members' deaths. As they delved deeper, they realized that they were not alone. A shadowy figure seemed to be following them, watching their every move. When they confronted the figure, they were shocked to discover that it was Marcus, or rather, an ancestor of his who had been a member of the society. "You must leave," he said urgently. "The box is dangerous. It was never meant to be used." "But we need to understand its power," Lila insisted. "The power comes at a cost," he replied. "Leave now, before it's too late." Part 6, the return. Heeding the ancestor's warning, the group performed the ritual to return to their own time. As the mansion around them shimmered and transformed back to its present state, they felt a sense of relief but also a lingering sense of unease. Back in their own time, they discussed their experiences and what they had learned. They realized that while the box held incredible power, it was too dangerous to be used. They decided to hide it once again, ensuring that it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. That night, as they sat around the fireplace, they reflected on their adventure. The mansion had given them more than just an escape from their routines. It had given them a glimpse into the past and a deeper understanding of the mysteries that surrounded them. Lila looked at her friends, feeling a sense of gratitude for their shared experience. "This weekend has been unforgettable," she said. "I'm glad we did this together." "Me too," Adrian agreed. "But I think we've had enough excitement for now." They all laughed, relieved to be back in the safety of the present, but also cherishing the memories they had made. As they prepared to leave the mansion the next day, they felt a sense of closure. The mystery of the mansion had been revealed, and they were ready to return to their lives, forever changed by the experience. Part 7: The Legacy. A few months later, Lila received a letter from Marcus. He had decided to open the mansion to the public as a historical site, sharing its rich history and the story of the society with visitors. He invited Lila and her friends to the grand opening. Excited to see the mansion again, they eagerly accepted the invitation. When they arrived, they were amazed at the transformation. The mansion had been restored to its former glory, with exhibits detailing its history and the society's experiments. As they toured the mansion, they felt a sense of pride knowing that they had played a part in uncovering its secrets. They also felt a sense of responsibility, knowing that the box and its power were hidden safely away. Lila stood in the grand hall, looking around at the bustling activity and smiling faces. She knew that the mansion's story was far from over. It had become a place of discovery and learning, a testament to the power of curiosity and the importance of understanding the past. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the mansion, Lila felt a sense of peace. The mysterious mansion had given them an adventure they would never forget, and its legacy would continue to inspire and intrigue future generations. Epilogue: The New Chapter. Months turned into years, and the mansion became a renowned historical site, attracting visitors from all over the world. Lila and her friends often returned to help with tours and share their experiences. They became unofficial caretakers of the mansion's history, ensuring that its stories were told accurately and with the reverence they deserved. One evening, as Lila walked through the mansion's gardens, she felt a familiar presence. Turning, she saw the faint outline of the ancestor they had met during their time-traveling adventure. He nodded at her, a silent acknowledgement of their shared journey. Lila smiled, knowing that the mansion's mysteries would continue to reveal themselves to those who were willing to look. The adventure might be over, but the story of the mysterious mansion would live on, a beacon of curiosity and discovery for all who visited. And so, the mansion stood, a testament to the past and a gateway to the unknown, its secrets waiting to be discovered by those with the courage to seek them.